This is English shorthand dictation number 121 and the dictation speed is 160 words per minute. Ready? Start. Honorable Chairman, on behalf of my party, I support this step undertaken by the central government as regards census. We support that India is a country where followers of different religions live together. We are the firm believers of the principles of secularism, communal harmony, and unity of the nation. We are united in our country. We are aware that a sense of insecurity exists in the minds of Dalits, other backward classes, and minorities. Right from the commencement of our Constitution, not only the makers of the Constitution but also this august House from time to time has extended the benefit of the constitutional provisions to the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. There is no harm in a detailed report after census which would emerge caste-wise. There is no harm on that. Today we are having a Right to Information Act. If anybody is making an application in respect of the caste-wise population in an area, how will the government give it? If the government is ready to take steps for providing necessary help to a particular scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, or OBC, how will the government give it? The government has to act on the basis of documents and not on the basis of emotions. If these details are not available with the government, how can the government take appropriate steps and extend help to the people in particular areas where it is needed? The people who really need help have to be identified. They cannot be brought to the surface on the basis of any lecture or on the basis of expressions of emotions. If I wish to help a certain person, I have to identify him first. Who are the people who need help from the government under the directive principles laid down in the Constitution? How will it be known unless a detailed picture is available? It is nice to hear emotional lectures. It is nice to blame people. But nothing comes out of that. It is really difficult to work for the betterment of the people if certain details are not there. I fully support the steps undertaken by the government to undertake detailed caste-wise census. It would be very useful if the census report makes available these figures state-wise. We firmly believe that if such a detailed report comes to the government will be in a position to give a clear picture to the country as to how many OBCs are there in which areas of the country. It has just been said that employment opportunities to OBCs have not been commensurate with their percentage in population. I agree with that argument. But where are these OBCs living and where is employment necessary? There is no scope for somebody to come from the street and enter into central government employment. Awareness has to be created within the OBCs and within the SCs and STs. It is right that the Naxal and Maoist movements are on the increase. That is because places have not been identified at all in the areas of Jharkhand and West Bengal border. The people who deserve the benefits of government schemes have not got the benefits and these movements are gaining ground. That is because the beneficiaries have not been properly identified. This identification is essential. I do not want to deliver a long speech on this. I have a very short point that caste-based census is necessary. On behalf of my party, I support the steps undertaken by the central government because it is only after such census is carried out that ultimately the people who need help from the government will get it and not others. Our country is a democratic secular republic. On principle, we cannot support the division of the society on the basis of caste, religion, and creed. This is our principled position. Our country is integrated in the philosophy of unity in diversity. It is a diverse nation. Secularism and pluralism are the mainstay of integration of our country. But why we are discussing this important issue of Census 2011? All of a sudden, the Honorable Minister the other day in this August House told us that our Census 2011 started and it is going on. This process of enumeration of different sections of our people started, but we have no time to discuss it in the House before the process is started. This is very unfortunate. We cannot deny the legacy of the caste-based society in our country. Even today, caste system and religious division in our country is there and we cannot deny that. So, for all practical purposes, enumeration of people, particularly for categorizing the priority sector, the deserving category or sections of our society, should be there, and we cannot deny census on the basis of caste. So our planning process, our different policies and programs are made on the basis of the exact composition of the people. The government is fixing priority of its policies on the basis of the composition of population. The reservation is provided by the Constitution. The founding fathers of our Constitution have enshrined this right on that basis. They realized the caste system and they have given this right in the Constitution. It is unfortunate that we are having this caste system in our country. This is continuing and we are not able to eradicate it. We cannot blame the illiterate, backward people in the country. But the advanced people, the educated elites, are not free from caste legacies. This is a very unfortunate situation which I must admit here. For that reason, the demand for enumeration of census on the basis of caste system should be there. We cannot deny this practical proposition. This is the ground reality. So the enumeration should be there on the basis of caste and also religious communities. Similarly, the composition of religious communities should also be enumerated. This is our clear understanding. We are against this system and wish that this system should not continue longer. We are for the casteless and classless society. That type of a society must come in our country. For the present, we are carrying on the legacy of the past. So our census should fix the priority areas. Enumeration on the basis of caste cannot be denied. The process of census has already started and I do not know whether it is possible to include at this point of time, but I would say that the government should evolve a mechanism to include OBCs also in the enumeration process. Either the central government or the state government should formulate such a mechanism, otherwise the whole purpose of enumeration will have no meaning. I urge upon the government to rethink and be practical. Caste system cannot be denied in our society. I would say that scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, OBCs and minorities should be included in the enumeration process. As many honorable members have already said, the last caste-based census was done during colonial period in 1931 and its purpose was very different. Today the purpose is to frame new policies or to propagate the policy that is being vouchsafed there. That period was something else. Since independence, no such census has been done. A question has been posed by the Supreme Court which was referred to by my good old friend. Why was no caste-based census done during the last 70 years and why should it be done now? Different courts in our country have repeatedly asked the government why it is not carrying out the caste-based census. I would like to understand from the government the reason they have submitted to different courts. The Constitution has provided caste-based reservation to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Let us not play with words. By shutting our eyes, we cannot do away with the reality that is encompassing us. Other backward classes have been identified by caste alone. I was talking to some of my friends here. When other backward classes are being identified, what are the parameters through which a class can be identified? What are the criteria? What are the stratifications through which the class can be identified? In their collective wisdom in 1990, the caste became the basis on which OBCs were identified. What are the other parameters through which a class can be identified and stratified? One other parameter is the economic status. Who is going to do it? It is the government that has to do it. They have not done it in the last 70 years. Mandal Commission had asked for caste-based census. It is not the economic or financial backwardness that is being targeted to provide reservation. It is caste, and caste is a reality. We cannot wish it away. Caste classification in Orissa is not that rampant. But caste is a reality and constitutionally we have strengthened it through our various approaches and that is a positive aspect. It is not a negative aspect. It is easy to say sitting in our rooms that casteism is weakening our society, but this is a positive aspect that reservation is being provided. Therefore, I would say that refusal to include a question on caste in the census makes no sense. Keeping caste out of the census does not mean that we can wish it away. More important Importantly, as long as the government offers affirmative action for groups that have remained backward for historical reasons, it must gather as much information about them as possible, and that does not mean just counting the numbers of the backward caste. It would also help policymakers in identifying more precisely just which groups are disadvantaged and to what extent.